Welcome back to some more EU4 with me, Daniel, from Dan Has Fun, playing as Ragusa, although this episode, potentially, if things go well, we may be able to not be Ragusa for that much longer. We may be able to do some tag switching. We shall see. Last episode, we took some land off the Ottomans. That's pretty meaty chunk, it's fair to say. Game plan hasn't really gone fully to fruition, but we've been lucky that we can ally Poland and Austria at the same time. What's not so lucky is we can't attack Hungary, but we're going to attack Venice instead. And if you have been enjoying the series, please do let me know. With the old, commenting, sharing the video would be appreciated, liking it would be great too. And obviously, subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy what you see. That would be preferential as well. Terrible plug aside, let's unpause and turn the speed down to 3. This is not a speed run. As we watch the Hungarian fleet get wrecked by Venice. Venice is allied to Aragon and Genoa and Savoy too, so there's a lot of naval powers involved. So we have just sent our navy to bravely run away. They should be hidden in the Black Sea, and we're basically going to ignore them until the end of this. We can't do anything with our fleet, so it is what it is. We don't need a ton of land off Venice, realistically. I'm just looking for Spalato and Durazzo, I'm going to say that's pronounced as. Getting anything down here would be super hard to defend, so we may have to wait. We don't have to wait on getting our new government reform, though. We can get our military doctrine and organisation. We have a ton of options. The only thing we can't do is go for elite mercenaries, and why would you ever want to do that? I don't see any reason to go for the condottieri either. No, that's not doing it for me. Navally speaking, I mean, I'd love to take something that's naval, but we are so bad with our land units that we're going to have to do something to help on that element. It's just a question of, do we do more cavalry, for example? Do we just do better land attrition, so we just lose less manpower, which for us is pretty tasty? Defensive stance is something I usually go for, so we may want to do something a little bit different. Honestly, I think we'll go organized military stuff. I don't usually pick it, but just cheaper reinforcements and more supply will mean that we get attrition less in our own territory, which may not sound super sexy, and it isn't, but it's going to be a little bit less micro, so I'm all about that. I'm also about apparently being sieged by Venice too, but this can wait. If Hungary wants to deal with it, they can. It's not a huge priority for me. I was going to say, they broke down my walls, but then ran away. So, I mean, that was a good use of their military points. They're only at military tech level 6. So they are very far behind the 8 ball, because people are going to start getting military tech 8 any time now. And even we're at 7. Well, so much for getting Istria as a lucky 3rd province. It's not something I was prioritising, but Austria do be doing Austria things. I think they have a claim on it. Well, Hungary does. Which is hilarious that they then claimed it and didn't give it to Hungary, but whatever. Whatevs. I also can't believe Geneva hasn't tried to declare independence yet. They had like 6 nations backing them and they still didn't pull the trigger. It's very strange. Not sure I get it. Okay, I'll rephrase that. I don't get it. I do not understand. I also noticed that Venice is hiding most of its troops down here in Corfu. But we can't get to Corfu because we don't have enough ships to cross the crossing. Easy for you to... Oh, well, I guess they just... Don't send all the troops in, please. Oh, you are so stupid. Yeah, I was going to say the AI could have just blocked them all in. They didn't, but that was a pro-bonehead move by the AI. We just got lucky. And to be fair, we don't really have to do very much right now. We're kind of just sitting pretty. This is the most kind of passive style war we can do, because Austria and Milan are going to deal with Aragon and Genoa, and we don't have any skin in their game, so No. We do need to deal with our corruption because it's technically going up. I mean, this is probably not a terrible time to pump some money into rooting it out. Let's do that. While we're getting war reparations, probably a good idea. We're also burning our diplomat for no reason. Might as well improve relation with Silly. Yeah, Silly's our vassal. I don't think that's going to be of any major benefit even down the line, but I mean we have it, so there's that. Go occupy Durazzo for me, please. And it's what? Next year we have to wait until we get our next level of tech, because we don't want to burn that prematurely. We don't really have the points to spare. Not this early on in the game, we don't. Probably just go mass occupy all these Venetian territories down south so we don't have to worry about them. Well, the ones we can get to anyway. Go for speed 3. Chop, chop. 1, 2... And then you can split. We probably won't be able to get to this province we're not going to pronounce because YouTube will probably ban me. Oh, we did. They didn't compete. We might even be able to get this then. The little islands of Nassau. We'll wait. I don't want to get... we don't have to wait. We can go now. Let's see if we can get there. There's pirates. Yar, they'll be bombarding us. Nah. The pirates are pretty passive in this game. You don't bug them, they won't bug you. Genoese pirates, I think. Not that it really matters. Oh, we can't claim liquor anymore. Well, you can liquor my... I'm not going to finish that. That would be rude. Rude and inappropriate. Oh, dear. Apparently I'm having a silly moment. I haven't even had any silly juice. Still got a bit of a sore throat, as you can probably hear. Slowly dialing down the mic sensitivity, so it should start sounding gradually a little bit better. I know it still doesn't sound fantastic. I'm doing my best. You're going to board us straight here. That was a poor decision that you just made. We should, speaking of poor decisions being made... We should have done that and got to our next level of military tech, but I forgot literally right after saying we wouldn't forget. So go team. Stack wipe though. That's an annoying time for you to fire because nobody's over here. And there's no fort adjacent, so they're going to get separatists. Yeah, 10 years of separatism. Thanks for that, yeah. Banana breath. If I say something polite. At least Lithuania was nice enough to address the rebellion. Although they didn't reoccupy the province, so maybe Austria will do that for me. Okay, yeah, they're doing it. That's nice of them. Would have been a bit silly otherwise to have taken out the revolters but left the occupied province. That would not make a lot of sense. That's just free devastation. Free, delicious devastation. That's a lot of money. I would normally take the Diplo points, but that means I can build a load of buildings for essentially for free. Could get a manufactory, but I mean, we probably are not going to yet. It's a bit too early in the game for that. Almost tempted to start getting some trade buildings now that we have some trade power. Well, our capital's going to get it for sure. And we'll get some tax base for now. It's a bit risky doing that while you're at war, but I don't see them occupying our land. I don't really see Venice doing anything at this point, to tell you the truth. Aragon, sure. I mean, they're keeping Poland and Hungary busy, so I mean, there's that. If they were smart, they'd get open borders with Navarre, and then they could go into Oscar. The province, not the person. Oscar probably wouldn't appreciate it. So now we play the waiting game. What a surprise, Austria's the new Holy Roman Emperor. Who would have seen that coming? Oh, now the papacy's attacking Venice. They probably want this back. In fairness, there's not much I could do with that province right now. I wouldn't be able to defend it, so there's no point me keeping a hold of it. Losing all our claims against Hungary. But again, we can't attack them at the moment, so it's fine. I think it's caused by a relatively recent update, maybe in the last year or so, that makes Hungary far more likely to become the junior partner of Austria. It didn't used to happen very often at all. Now it seems to happen all the time. If you revolt, I have a fort, so I'm not that worried about the Byzantine revolt. The Bulgarian one I'm probably going to be a little bit more annoyed by, but I don't want to break the siege of Treviso. Or chorizo, however they want sausage. I do like chorizo, it's very tasty. Not had it in forever. Okay, 79% war score I think is going to be more than adequate for what we need. I mean, we can piece Savoy out separately and get extra stuff, but... I mean, realistically... I mean, I guess I can humiliate them and get some pretty tasty power projections. Let's do that. This will decrease our war score generally, but I think that's fine. To give us more monarch points per month, I think that's 100% worth the trade. Genoa, what's your war score? 0, so I can't piece you out separately. Aragon's at 10, and they would piece out with war reparations for sure. I don't need anything from them, so I'm just going to do that and get war reps, because that'll be pretty good money, I would have thought. Assuming Castile doesn't just eat them. Which, I mean, is a distinct possibility too. Who's in that war? Oh boy, yeah, Castile and Portugal versus Aragon, Navarra, Siena and Florence. Well, the defending side is toast there. Buttery, murderized toast. And we're back to 85% war score now. Ah, because we just got the Siege of Genoa done. Well, guess what? You're giving us war reparations as well. We could break Crimea up, but, I mean, why? That'd just be free territory for the nations. I'm fine with that. Just give me some war rep. You're going to be making some good cash. And I want this and that. Now, how bold do I want to be? If I was to take any of this, for example... I'm going to need a transport ship, at least one. That would put a few nations potentially in a coalition against us, but the only one that could technically join one right now would be Naples, and you can't join a coalition by yourself. I mean, that doesn't make sense. So I'm thinking we do this, we take a bunch of money. We're not going to get a ton of it, admittedly, but I think that's all we need to do. I mean, we could return some cores. Honestly, let's do that. We don't need this money, because we're getting such a small amount of it anyway. There we go. I always forget to right-click. If I make you give these, you won't give them both. But what if I get you to give this away? Milan will like it. That'll give us extra favours with them. We could force them to release that one province, but I don't really care. Let's just do that. Milan gets a province back that is genuinely theirs. We get to clear up our borders. We get to core all this stuff, which we can just about afford to do so. And we need to, before I forget and do anything else, we're going to need some cogs. We don't need a ton of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 will probably be sufficient. We just need enough to be able to get troops over here if we need to. Corfu has a fort, so if worst case that starts being sieged by rebels, we have time. But down here in Greece, we most certainly do not. And we can guarantee there's going to be a revolt here. Oh, we get the Parthenon. I mean, it's not built. But that's pretty cool. Parthenon makes advisors cheaper, which, I mean, level 3 gives reduction of corruption. That's really good. I don't think I've ever built the Parthenon. Cool. Love to see it. We've completed submissions. We've reconquered Dalmatia. The opportunistic merchants of Venice have exploited our complacency to seize control of the Adriatic coast. Well, not anymore. We get 20 prestige. For, I mean, what that's worth. Is it worth getting a 5th cog and getting 5 transports to complete the Ragusan fleet option? More naval tradition and 20 years of more trade power? Maybe? I mean, it would probably be worth it, because then we can get this completed by default to dominate Dubrovnik. I had to sound that one out. I think we will. So, that means we're going to have to do a 5th cog. Just build 1 there. Then galleys 1, 2, 3, 4. And which one was the quickest one of those 2? This one, so do that. They're probably just going to sit there, but, I mean, at least it gives us some defense against things like maybe Naples. They'd probably still be stronger than us. Papacy, maybe. Cool. Well, we're making progress. What do we need to do to tag switch? To form Dalmatia, we just have to core Splato, but we're too big. We own 31 cities? That's crazy. So I guess we're not going to form Dalmatia. We still form Croatia. We can't do it yet, though. Yeah, we're too big to be Dalmatia. That's funny. You've been too successful. Neat, I guess. That's a shame. I really like the colour of Dalmatia on the map. It's nice blue, if memory serves. But I guess we're not forming it. Well, maybe we're not tag switching this episode after all. Wop wop. This is wompity womps. Definitely see some land after all this, though. Yeah, we've been giving our factions lots and lots of land. We will definitely give you some trade, some money for favours. Speaking of which, we have 54 favours with you, so we should trade some for trust. Do 40, just in case we have to have a war in the near future. You have 12. You have 5, so we're currying some favours with Austria for sure. Definitely need those. And you want money too, do you? Well, I guess it makes sense. We have borrowed these guys to battering ram 2 nations now. And technically we could go for a 3rd. We don't have a CB against Naples right now. But we definitely could if we really wanted to. I think we'll wait. What we need to do is get everything cored. We desperately need more admin points. In fact, I'm tempted to get a level 1 advisor. Let's do it. He can't be upgraded because he's Orthodox, but that's fine. I guess I'm eating some more corruption. At least it's going down at the moment. Not quickly, but it is. In fact, let's get a level 1 military advisor as well. Because we can afford to do it. And if we do get attacked, then having that extra discipline will be helpful, for sure. What's next to fire? Probably Bulgaria. Both Highland provinces. So let's go sit there. Get some more prestige, why not? It would be super nice if we could get a cardinal papal states. I mean, we've got enough provinces. I get that most of them are the wrong religion, but we're trying. We're converting them. Very, very slowly, but we are converting them. In fact, we are. Yeah, because most of these are not proper cores, we can't even convert them. We should deal with that. So, in terms of states, we have the entirety of Rassia, and it has the gold province in it, so we definitely want to get that cored. Now, when it comes to religion, just as an example, so it'd be Kosovo. Still at minus 0.9. Ah, you're not an accepted culture, that's why. Let's fix that. Now are you convertible? Yes, but very slowly. At least it is dual. So, Orthodox is harder to convert than, say, Catholicism. You can see it says local missionary strength -1%. It is just naturally harder to convert. It's even harder to convert Sunni nations, because I think they get -2. Yeah, Sunni provinces, or I think like anything that's in the Islamic faith is hard to convert. But we're going to gain papal influence every single time we do this for all these provinces. So we can start really ploughing through some. In fact, if I can't afford to do it, it's 138 gold, but I'm tempted to indulge the papacy. Maybe not. I still don't know what we're going to do religion-wise. I know I've kind of mentioned it before, but I'm thinking we might stay Catholic, just because that's not what we did the last 2 times. I think that's the weakest of the 3 religions, at least in the game. I'm not going to make any real-life reference, because I don't want to die, but I don't think the major drawbacks to Catholicism is really going to bug us that badly. Again, we're not playing the colonization game, not from here. Like, it's just, we are way too far away from everything to make that work. Oh, we picked the right province for the revolt again. As soon as we start seeing the Greek revolt being nearby, that's when we have to really concentrate. Yeah, Corfu is at 60%, which is a little bit annoying. Let's combine all of our fleet. By all of our fleet, I mean like the 3 ships we have available. 3 of them are transports. That is adequate. Let's move to Corfu now. Just so that when the revolt happens, we don't get the crossing penalty. Which is, well, -2 when you come from a ship to land, so I'd rather not deal with that. Ooh, Entrepreneur's pretty good. He must be pretty old now, in his mid-60s, I imagine, our leader, right? Yeah, 65. Entrepreneur and Strict, pretty decent combo. Crazy that he got Strict, given he's got absolutely terrible military skill, but not going to look that gift horse in the mouth. Okay, so yeah, 5 transports, 3 galleys. We're nearly at mission completion. Not quite, but we're nearly there. Corfu's at 80. You're at 50. Interesting, I don't think I've seen that flag before in this game. Well, outside of the very start of the game, where depending on the start, you might see it. Oh, Orthodox Minister. The Orthodox faithful have watched the rise of our natural scientists, and that gave us more stability. Cool. +2 stability, that'll definitely help with the conversions. Yeah, you can see the numbers dropping now. Stability is massive. I think it's like 0.5% per stability. Yeah, it is. So +3, we'll get another 0.5%. Nice. There's the Corfu Rebellion, and it's going to get squashed, thank you. And then we're going to move our remaining troops over to Greece. Competent diplomacy. That's the nicest thing you've ever said about me. Oh, land theft. I don't like this mission. I'm going to upset them both. Screw you guys. Oh, and our leader, after I just glazed him, is unfortunately now being cremated. 49, 51, 68. They're all fine. 265. We'll take it. I'd rather have more admin points, but 999. It's not an emergency. It's actually good numbers. Yeah, give me the cash. Let's get some more buildings. So we want... Could do shipyards for more naval capacity. It's probably a good idea given where we are. Because we are certainly going to have to do some pretty robust defense on the sea, I think. It's not usually the way I play the game, but also I don't usually play a one-province miner on this side of the Mediterranean, so... It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, my throat hurt. muted just before I coughed, at least, so you guys didn't have to hear it. Man, we need more manpower. We just constantly don't have any. I'm also thinking maybe we should build a fort down here somewhere. Maybe. Oh, there's our last ship. So mission completed. Ragusan fleet. Gives us some naval tradition and some more trading capacity. And then we get some more naval tradition and we increase our level of trade in Ragusa. Sweet. We could have, like, kind of abused that to make it... Oh no, it is level 3. It's a world port. We didn't have to. Sweet. That's really good. Getting more institution spread's massive as well. So we get to celebrate that we have a navy by potentially putting it on mothball, but I don't think we're going to. In fact, can we hunt privateers down? I don't think there'll be any in the Ragusan trade node, but just in case, you might as well do something. Macedonia is the next place we're going to want to do mass coring. Thank you kindly. And we can't quite get... Yeah, we can't get Greek as a promoted culture because we only have a maximum of 3. Why does the trial keep going off? I hate it. I'm trying to reduce corruption. I'm spending a lot of money to do so, but the game's like, nah, you want to be corrupt. It's like, no, I really don't. I would really rather not be. But we get to select a naval doctrine. Woohoo! So, yeah, our ship capacity is going to be 20 now. We have more naval than land capacity. Capturing ships, trade power, galley combat, or the other one. Free oarsmen is not normally something I think about, but in this location it would genuinely be quite useful. I do like shipboarding thematically. No, I think we do free oarsmen, and we should be pretty safe in the Mediterranean once the Ottomans start kicking the bucket. They have 48 ships. That's pretty tasty, considering we took a load of their coastline. Speaking of things that are tasty, we need to get a claim, so we at least have it, so we can declare war in the future. So let's start getting that rolling. Not that we can declare war on them for a while yet, it'd be 1501, but still. Maybe we'll get some manpower by then. Probably not, but one can dream. In fact, do you have... Yeah, Milan has manpower. Maybe we'll ask them for some. 918 is not the treasure trove I was really looking for, but it's better than a kick in the Bolognas. And now we'll curry favour with Poland. Yeah, because we have... 11's not terrible. We are earning favours a lot quicker with Poland than we are with Austria, though. We owe Austria 100 favours. That's not terrifying at all. How many do we owe Poland? 63? How many do we owe Milan? 33. Okay, well, they're going to be begging for money from the rest of time at this point, but at least we know. And knowing is half the something, I guess. More corruption. So if we expose the lies, it just kills our statesmen. I mean, that makes sense. If we arrange for a quiet retirement, we lose Diplo points. Or we can just lose Diplo points. No, I'm going to eat the prestige and just be like, well, you suck. See you later. Sucks to suck. And we're just not going to run a Diplo advisor temporarily. Because I cannot afford to run a +2. That is absolutely not happening. Papal States versus Venice is becoming a bit of a pillow fight. 10,000 versus 6,000. Oh god, the sweating sickness event. A virulent disease that kills peasants, clergy, merchants, and nobles alike. I'm not losing a stability yet. I guess I'm taking out a loan. I thought we'd escaped the loan cycle, but I guess not. We also we have a massive inflation. We should probably deal with that. That costs admin points, and we need that for other things right now, like coring all this stuff. Although, having said that, we might have to start doing culture conversion. There are a lot of Bulgarian provinces, though. There are a lot of Greek. Just if we play the culture game here. Culture, not religion. Yeah, this is all Greek. There's quite a lot of Bulgarian, though, too. There's what? 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 provinces. This is more than that. There's not that many Bosnian. So I wonder if it's worth converting the Bosnian to our culture group. Which is technically Latin. Which is going to make this really tricky and expensive. If we went into... I can never remember that. I never do culture conversion because it's so expensive. So yeah, so if we pick Bosnian, for example, and we want to flip it to Dalmatian, it'll cost... It's not terrible. Let's get this converted, because the sooner we do it, the better. So I'm going to convert that. And then we're going to go in and say Bosnian is not an approved one, but Greek is. We might not quite do as well financially for a little bit, because, well, the Bosnian province is going to have lower autonomy. But I think that's the way to go. And that then means when we next attack the Ottomans, the incentive will be to go for these provinces first. And to be fair, everything up to Constantinople too, and the coastline. Okay, Venice will give up 2 provinces to the Papal States, including Treviso, which has caused some awful border gore. Why would they pick that? That is going to look absolutely horrendous. I guess it is what it is, but it's still ugly. France is about to attack Armagnac. They are slowly rebuilding their land, but yeah, Armagnac also has no allies, so that's toast. Aragon is pretty small, although they still have all their islands. Okay. And we have... I don't even know what this is. Tafilate? Trifle. I don't know. It's no trifling matter that they battered Morocco, though. Huh. Well, I guess I'm going to put a cut in here. I'm going to go get some nice hot lasagna to soothe my throat. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Next episode, maybe we'll end up attacking the Ottomans again. We shall see. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.